everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little while, but I'm happy to be making this video and finally getting back into things. I see the comments, I still reply to them as I get to them, but as always, thank you so much for the support. This month marks 3 years since I've transitioned into the field, so I'm excited to jump into it and let you know everything that I've learned. So first, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I started in this field back in 2022. Oh my gosh, that's when I started my master's program. I was able to land an internship shortly after, which I was also able to get course credit for that internship. It was such a great experience. I remember that January, I was so nervous, so scared. I was crying, literally thinking I'm never going to break into the field. And fast forward 3 years, the tears, the late nights, everything was so worth it. And I honestly just want to share my experience with you. If any part of this video you can resonate with, or it can help you also land a position, I'll be happy and grateful for that. Okay, so first I want to talk about the biggest lessons that I've learned. And I think working in corporate America in general and going through countless interviews, the one thing I could say is to be yourself. Absolutely, positively be yourself. That's going to shine through in all of your interviews. I even spent a few interviews where I was recording myself, and times where I thought I was smiling, my face was dead straight. So be honest with yourself also, but be yourself. That's gonna shine through. Let them know your personality, and that's far better than any statistic you can give them, anything about learning theory you can give them. Honestly, just be yourself, and that shines through. I remember for my internship, one of the hiring managers who I ended up landing that internship, he said even without the experience, they knew hiring me was going to be a gamble, but my personality shined through so much in that interview, they were willing to give me a chance. And honestly, me stepping into that role, that was my breakthrough. That was the first learning and development instructional designer position that I had, that I could finally put the skills that I was learning while getting my degree to use. So that is my biggest tip, is just to be yourself. I will also say to trust your gut. I feel like when you're in an interview, you know who you're gonna get along with, who you won't, and listen to what people say. I've heard, I don't even want to use the word microaggressions, but if I felt slighted in the slightest, I was not moving forward with an interview. Because honestly, how you treat me in an interview, it's a look into what the role is going to be like, and trust your gut. That's your intuition. Just as in anything else in life, like, yes, you want a job, but you also want your sanity. So trust your gut. I could say that things that have come up in an interview, if I felt uneasy about it and I did not trust my gut, they came back up in the role. So trust your gut. And of course, I know the job market is tough out here, so you're not turning down everything based off of a bad feeling, but just keep that in mind. I will say that being new into the field, there are lots of challenges that come up, but there are so much wins. From learning to create infographics and job aids during my master's program or during my internship, and seeing those skills come to life, there's a little bit of fear that I had. How am I going to make this on brand with the company that I'm working for? Are they going to like the ideas that I have or what I have to bring to the table, but they did hire me for a reason, right? So take the challenges as they come, and yeah, they're gonna happen. The wins are going to happen also, so it's worth it. What you know is what you know. I would say a lot about this role. Yes, the technical pieces are there, but something I wish I knew when I started was the language. Knowing the language of the business is so important. So, knowing how your work is going to impact the business. That also helps you talk to stakeholders, discuss your SME with your SMEs, the outcomes of the projects that you're working on. Knowing the language of the business far more helps you make it further in the company than anything else. Because think of it like this: in our world of learning and development, we talk about an LMS. Okay, well, someone in the business, they actually don't know what a learning management system is. All they know is they use ADP to get to their learning. So knowing that you're not going to refer to this system as the LMS, but whatever your company or the business refers to it as, that's something that I had to get over. Even in my writing, I would oftentimes say, oh, you can find this in the LMS here, and people had no idea what I was talking about. So being specific about what does the business call something that you're working on, what do the employees see essentially. So the terminology, it's kind of double whammy, because you need to know how to talk to your manager. So you need to know the words of L&D, iterative design, Addy, all those things. You need to be able to speak to your team. But on this side, you need to be able to speak to the business. And that was something that was very hard for me to differentiate, because everything was one to me. But now being able to separate the two, that is so important. So that's, I guess, a little bit of a challenge, but it was the biggest thing that I would say helped me is learning the language of not only the field, but the business. I would say something else that has happened after starting this role here, I think it's also why I stopped posting. I've seen other people post on social media, and I don't know how their company is gonna react to it. And I think there's a little fear in me that I'm like, okay, I don't want to lose my job, so should I stop posting? And it's honestly why I haven't shown up here. I hope this is not a problem now, but I wanted to share my journey with you all, because 3 years is such a big deal, and being able to go back and view one of my first videos when I started in the field, that's huge for me. Another thing I'd like to say is to start where you are at. Before I landed the internship, before I finished my master's degree, I started designing in Canva for my YouTube videos, being able to create thumbnails and things that will resonate with my viewers. All of those things are instructional design, showing that you can take something from your brain to paper to design and show it out in public is very, very important. So start where you are. So if anything I've said to you has resonated with you from this video, go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know, how far along in your journey are you? Are you just starting out? What kind of videos do you want to see from me next? I'm happy to answer. Leave a comment. I get back to everyone. So don't be scared, and just know that it's possible. I started somewhere as well, and 3 years later, I landed a role. I actually just celebrated my 1 year anniversary in this position, so I say all that to say that it's possible. I'm so proud of myself that I finally made these videos. It's taken me a year to do this, so I'm so happy to be back.